You walk into a store that feels endless. 1,000 colors, 1,000 brands, 1,000 promises. Freedom, stacked neatly on shelves. Or at least, that's what it looks like. You pause. You look left. You look right. Everything is on sale. Everything is new. Everything is better than before. It feels like choice. It feels like control. It feels like power. But something is off. Too much looks the same. Too many labels. Too many smiles on packages. Too many limited offers that never end. You're standing in a sea of options. Yet somehow, you're drifting in the same direction every time, like the aisle is moving, and you're just writing on it. The receipt test. Then you check the receipt. It's longer than it used to be. But your bags are not. Your wallet feels lighter. But your cart feels empty. Same store, same brands, same routine, different number at the bottom. That number goes up every month, every year, quietly. Product after product. Getting smaller, softer, thinner, cheaper to make, but not cheaper to buy. You don't see the change. You feel it in your paycheck, in your groceries, in your patience. You start to think, I must be doing something wrong. You work more. You budget harder. You cut corners. Yet nothing changes, except the pressure, the weight, the feeling that you're running, but staying in the same place. You're not angry yet. You're just confused. Why does everything cost more when nothing feels better? Why do you buy the same things, but live like you're buying luxury? The question. And then, a thought slips in. Soft, dangerous, uncomfortable. What if you're not getting poorer? What if the system just got tighter? What if this isn't inflation, but compression? Not your life shrinking, but your options closing in. What if the shelves are full, but the exits are gone? What if choice is just decoration? What if the store isn't designed to serve you, but to guide you? Quietly, casually, perfectly. Not with force, not with warnings, but with comfort, with colors, with deals, with noise. So you never notice how narrow your path has become. Because when a cage looks like a mall, you stop calling it a cage, you call it normal. You think you're choosing between brands, but most of the time, you're choosing between labels, different boxes, same owner, different colors, same factory. Pick one detergent, or the one next to it, or the one screaming new. They all come back to the same door. You switch cereal, you switch soda, you switch shampoo, and feel like you escaped. But you didn't leave the company. You just walked into its other logo. The shelf didn't offer freedom. It offered camouflage, shrinkflation. The logo looks the same. The box looks familiar. Everything feels normal. Until you notice your hands. The bottle is lighter. The bag is thinner. The box is smaller. But the price is not. You pay more. For less. Slower. Softer. Quieter. You don't see the theft. You feel it. In the way things disappear. Faster. Two brands scream at each other from opposite shelves. Red versus blue. Sale versus sale. Choice versus choice. Looks like war. Sounds like rivalry. Feels like competition. But behind the curtain, the same hand signs both paychecks. The same office approves both wars. They fight in front of you. They count. Behind you. You don't see trucks, you don't see warehouses, you don't see back rooms, but that's where the real control lives. They own the roads, they own the storage, they own the shelf. And if you don't fit, you don't enter. Not because your product is bad, but because your permission was never given. This is not a market. It's a checkpoint. Remember the small shops? The weird ones, the personal ones, the human ones. They didn't disappear. They were starved, cut off from shelves, cut off from price, cut off from attention. Until they faded, quietly, naturally, on paper, on charts, on file, but not in reality. In reality, they were erased. This is not coincidence. This is architecture, not chaos. Design. And just when you think you're choosing, the system is choosing for you. How they buy. They don't grow by making things better. They grow by making other companies disappear. They don't compete first. They acquire first. A small brand gets attention. Then it gets an offer. Not a partnership, a purchase. It starts as a handshake. It ends as a deletion. The logo stays. The soul doesn't. What you thought was a new voice becomes an echo. They don't buy companies to run them. They buy companies to silence them. The product improves for 1 year, maybe 2. Then the cuts begin. Cheaper input, faster output, thinner margins disguised as efficiency. Every acquisition is called growth. But the market doesn't grow. It shrinks. It shrinks quietly. Without noise, without headlines, without permission. The battlefield isn't on the shelf. It's in boardrooms at night. It's in contracts written in language customers never read. The war isn't fought out loud. It's signed in ink. Your favorite brand didn't fail. It was absorbed. And when a company is absorbed, it doesn't scream. It dissolves. How prices made you think prices rise because of the economy, because of supply chains, because of inflation. But that's not where prices are born. Prices are not reactions. They're decisions. The number on the shelf is not discovered. It's designed. The meeting comes first. The price comes later. By the time you see a number, it has already been approved by a room full of suits. It's been tested, softened, calculated against your paycheck and your fear. They don't ask, is this fair? They ask, how much can they take without leaving? Price isn't a reflection of cost. It's a measure of tolerance. They push, then they wait, then they push again. Until you flinch. Then they stop. For a moment. Then they push again. That's not accident. That's engineering. Your wallet is not reacting. It's being tested. How law bends you think laws protect you. Sometimes they do. But not always from the people who write them. Rules are supposed to be fences. But fences lean when money leans on them. Lobbying doesn't look like corruption. It looks like paperwork and meetings and support. But its purpose is simple. Move laws slowly. Move profits quickly. A small company breaks 1 rule and dies. A large company bends 10 and survives. Not because it's innocent. Because it can afford innocence. Loopholes aren't bugs. They're invitations written in legal language and translated into advantage. Old rules protect old giants. New businesses suffocate underneath them. Innovation doesn't lose. It's disqualified. The court never hears your name. But it knows their address. How media softens you don't hate the system because you're not allowed to see it clearly. It's wrapped in commercials and smiling faces and soft slogans. News doesn't shout about monopolies. It whispers between ads and sports. You are not being lied to. You are being distracted. The story of power never leads the broadcast. It follows the money. The camera points where funding allows. The microphone softens when checks arrive. Truth doesn't disappear. It gets edited, clipped, shortened, and sweetened until it fits between 2 ads for toothpaste. And when something feels wrong, you don't know where to look because the screen isn't showing you where the hands are. Truth. This machine is quiet. It doesn't yell. It hums. It doesn't chase you. It waits. And it doesn't look like control. It looks like convenience. It looks like choice. It looks like normal. But it is none of those things. It is design. Machine design. Human design. And once you see it, you can never unsee it. You were never the customer. You thought you were the customer. You were never the customer. You were the product, not sold loudly, traded quietly. Every click, every purchase, every habit, cataloged, measured, converted into value for someone else. You don't buy the product. The product studies you. It learns when you're tired, when you're weak, when you're emotional, when you're hungry. And then it waits. Not patiently, precisely. You are not their target. You are their data. Your life, simplified into patterns, into predictions, into revenue. And the scarier part? It works. The system needs you tired. This system doesn't want you broken. Broken people stop producing. It wants you tired. Because tired people obey schedules, accept less, and don't ask big questions. They scroll. They swipe. They collapse into convenience and call it comfort. When you're exhausted, everything becomes easier to sell. Food, debt, distraction, escape. You don't notice the pressure because you're too busy surviving it. The system doesn't scream, it whispers. It doesn't push you down, it leans on you. Just enough. So you keep moving and never look up. Freedom isn't broken. It was redesigned. You still feel free because freedom was not removed. It was edited, trimmed, renamed, repackaged. Now it comes in monthly payments, with warranties, with upgrades, with fine print. You can choose your phone, but not the system behind it. You can choose your food, but not who owns it. You can choose your job, but not the rules it runs by. Freedom didn't shatter. It was redirected. From living to consuming. From being to buying. What you call choice is just the shape of the cage, painted very well. So well, it feels like open air. They didn't steal your money. They redesigned your world.